Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, again we got a nice beautiful car that we're going to do the battery. Today we're going to do the battery replacement on a VW Touareg, which is a little bit of an older model, but wow, still what a beauty, hey? What a beauty of a car. With this car, yeah, sometimes I just love my job working with all of these beautiful cars. This is also a beast, a total beast of a vehicle, the VW Touareg V6 TDI. It just, a lot of power, a lot of power. Brilliant car. So yeah, let's start it. What we're going to need here is some specialized tools to get to the battery, because with this beauty, the battery is not located in the back, it's not located in the front. The battery in this vehicle is located underneath the seat. So we'll get to that now. Right, so first things first, what we're going to do is we have to take out this little mat, because those little brackets there, that one that side and the one that side, we have to take off that plastic covers to get to the little bolts that hold down the screws that hold down the seat. So out with all the carpets, and with this we move the seat right to the back, make sure that it's right to the back. So then what we do is we remove that one and remove that one, so we can get to the little bolts. Right, again we've got a handy assistant here today to help us, and she will be doing while I'm explaining. Right, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove those two plastic covers, so we can just get to the bolts there. As you can see, there's the bolt on the one. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So what the tool that we use here is a splicing tool, and it doesn't work on a normal bolts and threads. So it's a splicing tool. So that's what we're going to use here. So that side we are very fortunate, that side's already been removed. So okay, let's get going. There we go. So we put it in there, the splicing tool. Again, just a reminder, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So we turn it left side to loosen it. Okay, and to make life easy, you can disconnect the long arm, and you can use just disconnect the ratchet and just use the long arm to loosen it. And then we take it out. Okay, great stuff. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move the seat right to the front, so we can get to the back bolts. So let's just do that quickly. Right, so the way that we move the seat to the front is, you got the button here, electronic seats. So we move the seat right to the front, and also the back part. We move that up so we can gain access to the bolts that is here at the back. Right as far as we can. We pick it up. Alright, so the bolts here at the back are below those little brackets, those plastic brackets. So we take out those plastic brackets. Okay, so we remove those plastic brackets. You just take them out and it pulls out. Same to that side. And then, as you can see, there's the little bolts there at the bottom on both sides. So we're just going to loosen those and take them out as well. And again, we use the splicing tool to gain access to them. Okay, so we can just they're all loose, so they're not that tight. just loose them off and then we take them out. A little bit tighter than what my assistant thought it was going to be. Alright, so both of those two are out. So the seat is loose now. So what we do next, we take this whole seat and move it back again. Luckily the battery is not so dead that we can still gain access this part to the front and the bottom right to the back. So how we do it now is we actually just lift the seat over, you tilt it over, and there's the battery box. So the battery is located in the box. So what we're going to do next, we're just going to release those little clamps. There's 2 in the front and then we got 2 in the back. Just going to release that. So it's ready. So there's a 2 at the back, one that side and one that side. So once we release that, this whole little cover comes off, and then we've got access to the battery. That we'll explain to you now. Right, so as you can see, the whole seat is lifted up to the back. So off this little brackets of it, so we got full access on the battery. So now we need to release those 4 brackets, as I said. If your finger doesn't go in there, use a flat screwdriver just to push it in there and lift it in. That's it. And we got the back ones. Okay, it's quite easy. It's not that difficult to release them. And then that line there at the front. Right, so when those are all released, then you take off the whole cover. Okay, and we've got the battery.
Wow.
Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're just going to loosen that side, and then also the bracket that holds down the battery. And we've got another bracket that holds down the battery. That's the battery hold down. So first what we're going to do is you go to the negative side of the battery, you loosen that with a number 10. Once that one is loosened, we take it off. Okay, lift it off, and then we go to this side. Again, we've got a number 10 socket there. Okay, and then we take it off. Wiggle it a bit and then it goes off. Right, so then again we use the number 10, and therefore we're going to use a long 10. A long socket. Use a 10, and we loosen that one that side, just behind that cable. And we loosen that, take it off totally. So we take that one out. Is it loose? Yeah. Okay, so we take it out, and then we use that number 10 there to loosen that side as well. And we take that out as well, loosen it totally, and take it off. Take it out. That just prevents the battery from sliding to the front as well. So it's just a second cover. Protection cover on the battery. So that one we take it out, and then we take that little plate, lift it on up and put it down. Alright, so as you can see, we've got in, let me just turn this around, South African code, a 658 Bosch battery, and as you can see, it's a 12 volt 96 amp hour battery that we have here. Now we're going to replace it with again a super volt, which is also 12 volt but 100 amp hour battery, so it's a little bit stronger than this one. What we're going to do now is just take out this old battery, and then once it's out, because it's quite heavy, we'll just show you the battery and then show you the new battery, and then we'll put it in. Okay, alright guys, what we've got here, this is the battery that was in the car, Bosch 658C, and 12 volt 96 amp hour. We're replacing it with a super volt 12 volt 100 amp hour battery, which is a brilliant battery. We just love them because they are just so strong. Okay, so next thing what we're going to do, we're just going to lift it up and just put it in the space that is there for the battery. As you can see, there's plenty of space. I'm just going to do that because it is quite heavy, and my assistant is only 14 years old. So I'm assisting her as she's assisting me. Alright, see you just now. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, the battery is in the space here. We're going to put that metal, so like a cover, just back on again and bolt that in. Again, we're using the number 10 just to tighten it, and that keeps the battery from shifting to the front. So the one goes in, you tighten it, move the battery to the front against it, and that's as it's supposed to be. Okay, so now what we do is we use the second, hold down tight. That one there, I'm going to put that one in. Yeah. Okay, so we put that one in there, and that's the hold down of the battery. We tighten that one there first by hand, so we know that's in, and then we use a number 10 again. So that's nice and tight. And always remember, guys, that when you do replace a battery, you never force tight it. Just hand tight. It's just supposed to keep the battery in place. Okay, once that is done, then we go. I want us on. Okay, so then we add the positive. Always add the positive first before you connect the negative. You slide it over the battery position there, that's it, and then we tighten that little nut. Okay, and then we go to the negative side of the battery, connect that. It might just make a little bit of a spark, but it's not a shocking spark. Put it on. Okay, and we tighten it. That's fine. Just tighten it like that. Yes. Right. Okay, so now we tighten it. Until you can feel that it's firmly on. Brilliant. Okay, so next thing what we do is we put that big cover on back again. Okay, put the cover and put the clips on. Easy to put the clips on, it's not brain surgery. Okay, and that side. Okay, and then what we do is we put this little cover on its place as well. Okay, it just slides in there. It's like a little air valve. Just slides there. Let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so that's perfect like that. I'll put the cable on this side. And just plug the cable back into that little hole. There you go. Alright, so the next step, what we're going to do is just we're going to lift the chair back into its position so it stands onto the little holes, and then tighten that, put that little nuts in and tighten them. Although we're not going to tighten them because the owner of the vehicle, he wants to replace them with new ones from VW, so we're just going to lightly put them in so that this chair doesn't rock to the front and back. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to put the seat back into position. So what we do is, to keep the seat in the position, you use the safety belt and just hook it on to the one leg of the chair, and the front seat just lies onto the back seat. So what we do is we release the safety belt and take it off, and then we put the seat back down, and it just moves it to the front, and we put it back down again. Let me just go to that side so I can put that down quickly. Right, so as you can see, the seat has just gone down. So now what we just need to do is just line up the little hole there with the seat. Also, then again we just move the seat to the front, right to the front maximum, and then we're just going to put the bolts in there at the back. Also just hand tighten them, because as I said, the customer is going to replace them with new ones. Okay, so we're just going to do that quickly and then we'll catch up from there. Alright, so the back ones, not a lot of space in there, so just go there and again just hand tighten them, just so when the customer do drive with it, the seat doesn't flop all over the world with him. And that's it. That's the way going in. Alright, so the ones at the back, both of them are secured into place. We just hand tightened it, and we're going to move over to the front ones now. And again, what we do here is we just move the seat right to the back as far as possible, so we can gain access there to the front. Also, the backrest can move to the back now as well. It doesn't have to be to the front. So next, what we're going to do now is to put in the front ones. Okay, so the little holes are lined up. So next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to use the little bolts and put them into place. And again, just hand tighten them so that the seat doesn't flop forward and backwards. And okay, the other one onto the other side. So in general, what we would do is we would just put those plastic covers that was on this place, we'll just put that back and then put the carpets back in, and then it's done. But yeah, as I say, customer wants to replace those little bolts, and he asked me not to cover it up. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to run the test. Today I'm going to show you the test that we run. So with this car, we're going to open the bonnet to get, or the hood depending on where you stay, and to get to the jumper point so we can run the test. Let me just open the bonnet quickly, or the hood, and to get to the point, what we see here, sure it's open. And then open the hood. And what we do is we've got little jumper points here. Usually it's closed up with that red on the one, and then the other one on the body is there. So let me just get my tester quickly, and we'll run the test and show you. Okay, so what we have here is our DHC R2777. It's a battery and electrical system analyzer. So with this, we're going to check the cranking volts on the starter. Now the alternator is charging, so we just connect the red to the jumper points there, and the black we connect to the body on to those leads there. Okay, so let's see what it shows us. 12.48. So we run the test quickly. So first things first is just gonna start the car quickly and make sure that all the stuff is switched off. Okay, so here's the key into the position. There we go. Start. So what we do now is we just make sure that everything is switched off. The fans totally switched off. That side is off. We make sure the lights are switched off. Okay, so then you run to the front of the car, and just to see quickly what we're seeing here. Okay, so we can see that the voltage on the alternator coming through to the battery, it's fluctuating a little bit, 13.99, and then it goes up 14.2, 14.1. So it's a small fluctuation. So that doesn't make a huge difference. If it was jumping to 13.2, 13.5, and then up to 14.2, and back to 13.8, that would have been a problem. But as it is now, not an issue. Okay, so we're gonna write, or just check the cranking volts and everything on the car now. So what we do is we're gonna switch off the car and then just do the settings on this quickly. So I'm just going to switch off the car quickly. Alright, so what we're going to do now is just going to go through the settings here. It's on battery test, so we're going to do the system test. We're going to run a system test. So we say okay, and this is turn off loads and start engine. So we have turned off all the loads. So now we're just going to start the engine and see what the cranking volts is. Okay, so jumping inside the car, start it quickly up. It starts like a charm because it's got a new battery. Alright, so checking to see this car, cranking volts 9.73, which is a normal reading for that. So what we do now, press enter to check the charging test, make sure all loads are off. Right, so the idle volts from the alternator is 14.03. That's the idle volts. We're going to check everything else now. Okay, so the idle volts is perfect. So what we're going to do now, just run this again. So we say okay, so turn on loads and press enter. So it's going to switch on the loads on the car, so we're just going to go the easier way, and we switch on the lights with full bright, and then we know we put loads on. Press enter on it. Picked up the ripple, normal power usage on the lights, and with the lights on, alternator still working good. So everything is perfect here. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for watching us again. Please remember to subscribe to the channel for more benefits and features where you can learn how to do these things yourself. Like this video, please leave a comment. Tell me where you're looking, where you're watching at, and what vehicle you're driving. It might be the next vehicle that we're going to replace a battery on, and that's how we gotta give each other knowledge. And you know, the one thing in life, anything and everything can be taken away from you except your knowledge. So if you got the knowledge to replace your battery, you got that knowledge. So please guys, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it, and just like this video, and it helps us with the algorithms from YouTube. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.